Hello friends, this is Holmes, a first-time farmer over 50. Welcome to the homestead. So just got finished with several hours of clearing autumn olive here in the Northeast Pasture, and a lot of stuff has been cleared out. If you watched the previous videos, you remember just this wall of autumn olive that used to be through here, and now it's just piles of autumn olive. So things are definitely improving. We're just going to take a quick walk, show you what's been, oh goodness, see what I've been doing up to today. Last several days actually. So there's autumn olive all through here, just everywhere, as thick as it could be. You can see these two main trunks there. A lot of small stuff in there as well. And that all ended up in this pile. And then there was a bunch more through here. It's pretty thick, and added to these piles of cedar. The cedar's from 2 years ago. The autumn olive has just tried to take over, but I'm not allowing that to happen. And then that cedar tree today was completely surrounded, as was this pile here, completely surrounded in autumn olive. And as you can see, it is no longer surrounded. And this right here, if you remember the previous video when I talked about how it was a thick area, this was the thick area. And it's a real pain trying to clear out on these piles of cedar logs that I have. They are just growing up through it, and it's a mess. And then, so this was the thick area here. Oh, excuse me if I trip and fall. This was the wide area, so it went from the cedars there up to here, and then it kind of came at a diagonal over to this tree, and then continues over there, and you can see how wide that area is. So I went over to that cedar right there and cut a path up through, and then did a surround and conquer of all the honeysuckle, all the autumn olive that was growing through here. It's funny when you go through all this stuff and you're cutting it out, and all of a sudden you find, piles of cedar that you couldn't see before. There was a pile right there. I pulled a couple trunks out of there and threw them on other piles, so we didn't need a small pile that close to a big one or close to that one. So just trying to get rid of them. So I'm really pleased. Things are going more quickly than I had anticipated. So this next area right there is probably about maybe 20-25 feet from the edge here to the far side. So that's maybe a little less than a day's work. And then I don't know if you can see, but there's autumn olive all the way over there toward the property line. So that area's got to be cleared, and there's some more just kind of popping up here and there. Not major stuff, but enough to keep me busy for a little while. So I would suspect here within the next week or so, we should have the Northeast Pasture relatively autumn olive free, which is definitely a good thing. There's my persimmon tree right there. Alright. So that's where we are. That's what we're looking like here in the Northeast Pasture. We certainly appreciate you watching. Please hit like and subscribe and ring that bell. And we look forward to seeing you again in the future. But if not, we're going to see you in the pasture.